So as I was saying, God, whoever he is, works through cults. Now why? I'll tell you why. Most of you are living very simple lives, and you're to be commended for it. You go to work, we can predict when you'll be at work. You'll go to this career or that career, we know when you will do it. And you'll get married, you'll have kids, those kids will go through their other processes involved, like schools, nations, but you will pretty much do as expected. And God, he might talk to you. He might say, leave, go, get another wife. He might say, hey, you need a different career. Or he might tell your kids, you can be anything. You can be this, you can be that. But you'll tell them, don't listen to that. Go check out the USA Today. What's the USA Today say? And your family will behave as the USA Today wants them to do. And that's how normal people live. But cults don't live that way. I don't think to myself, what kind of career am I going to do? What kind of job am I going to do? I think, how am I going to change the world? How am I going to get my ditch dug over 1,000 fucking miles to some lake? That's the kind of shit I think about, because that's the kind of shit God wants me to think about. God talks to lunatics. God talks to homeless people. God talks to cult leaders and religious fanatics. God talks to people who are under the influence of drugs. And it's because they listen to him. And you don't listen to God because he tells you to do stuff that doesn't make sense to you. And the reason it doesn't make sense to you is because you don't know how time works. And you don't have inner courage or conviction. And usually you're afraid of voices in your head. Because that's what the USA Today has told you to do. So God, he doesn't necessarily work through you. You do God's work by having families, by boosting the GDP, by getting things in order in your house, by mowing your lawn, making the set look nice, upon which we act. And the reason that we act is because we know the plot. We see the terrain. We're engaged with the workings of the world. And that's what the nations are doing. That's what the churches are doing. And every other imaginary community that you'll come across. Cults work by taking their people's time and energy and money and pooling it together for a collective work. Now, you know about cults when they go astray, when they explode, when their leadership commits suicide or does some other asinine thing. But that is not how God works. That's how people work. It just so happens that when God calls people to do tasks, sometimes they use their free will to be complete and utter asses and take the charismatic authority that he has invested them with to rain death and destruction on the innocent. That's not why God uses cults. God uses cults mostly to rain death and destruction on evil people. That has been the story of the nation states. That has been the story of the religions over a long enough time and with a wide enough perspective to make charitable what would otherwise be intolerable. Yet God, you have to understand this, God is at war with evil. And evil doesn't hesitate to do these things. Evil does not hesitate to adopt cultic modes of behavior to rain destruction on innocents and associated peripherals. Evil has no compunctions, abides no set of rules, and God has limited himself for whatever reason, it's beyond my knowledge, he has limited himself in his struggle with evil. It is a fair match on the planet Earth between good and evil. And God needs some bad people to get some bad shit done, and he uses nation states, religions, cults, and other such outfits to do so.